Hi there, how are you? So this is the last video of this section about our broken economic system. And I want to take a leap into the future, okay? And sort of talk about where we could be as a species in 10 years' time if we really want to see the change and we start to make the change from the bottom up. I mean, this is an economic revolution, but not in the form of war or not in the form of a violent war. It's a peaceful process that will just take over the economic system from the bottom up. Okay. Just as a quick example, I mean, this is the way that our economic system is organized right now. You've got the 1% up here, and this is us. This is where we are, and we're the workers. We work, and we just pay money up to these guys in the form of taxes, right? And what you've got to remember is that up here as well are all the multinational corporations. So every time you buy something, I mean, all these multinational corporations up here, they're all owned by the 1%. The oil, the gas, the food, the water, energy. All these corporations, they're all owned by the 1%. So every time you buy something from a multinational, it goes into the hands of them. So we get paid a crap wage. We get paid, sort of $1,500 a month, and of that, they take taxes. Everything we buy, whether it be food, whether it be clothing, whether it be petrol, whatever it be, it all ends up back in their hands. I mean, this is how the system is organized. So the only thing what we can do is, we are 8 billion people, and they are sort of 4 families. Yeah, and all right, those 4 families do control all the governments and the armies and everything, every law enforcement, but essentially the police force and anybody that could actually resist a movement, they're part of the 8 billion, so they would be stupid to enforce it, if you see what I mean. But what I'm talking about is not a violent process. It's about us changing, not relying on the 1% for our money anymore, relying on each other for the money. And so if you need money, instead of going to the bank for the money, what I'm going to show you in the following sections is how to create something for yourself, how to become a creator and go out into the world and sell that, so that you don't have to go to the bank for money. You get your money from other human beings because you bring value into the system, and then you get paid for that. Yeah. So that's where I'm going in the next sections, is how you can free yourself from the system by becoming creative, by becoming a creator. Because all the 1% have done is create all this and then tell us that that's the only option that we have. So we're not doing anything that the 1% don't do, because that's what the 1% do. They create stuff that we are then sort of obligated to use to make them rich. But what we can start doing is creating stuff for ourselves and trading it with ourselves, and forget about the 1%. Just forget about them. So why am I so interested in this as a project? Well, because if you think it through logically, okay, if we begin to make our own sort of closed loop value based economic system, right? The future is free. If we have that value-based circular economic system where we just trade with each other our expertise and knowledge, The future is free, totally free. You see, we will no longer be worried about being enslaved to a job, or enslaved to a certain way of life, or enslaved to a certain way of thinking. This inherently is going to free up the human race from the shackles that it's in at the minute. Now, and I know a lot of people say to me, what shackles? Yeah, all right, you're not physically shackled up, but the fact that you have a passport and you can't travel freely through the world, which belongs to nobody inherently, you know, means that you're shackled. You know, maybe you have no desire to travel, and that's perfectly fine, but there are people out there that want to go and explore the world and they can't because they've been stamped with a number and told you are a citizen of this country, and therefore if you want to visit another country, you need a passport, you need this, you need that, you need a national social security number, you need all this. I'm talking about a world where I'm not saying we don't have identification numbers, but I'm saying it's not going to be used to imprison you in the system. Okay, I'm talking about a system where human life is seen as free, and people are free to go out and earn a living the way they see fit, to do what they want to do, and live truly free. Travel the world as we see fit. You know, I mean, everybody loves going on holiday and visiting different places, but at the minute it's like, well, I've got 2 weeks holiday, right? I'm going to fly over here, experience as much as I can, because in 2 weeks I've got to get back and go to work. Imagine working like I work at the minute, which is from home, online. I do a couple of videos a day, and I train people up into how to become, you know, free and independent and live out of the slavery economic system. Now, that's the value I put into the system, and I receive back money equivalent to the value that I'm putting into the system. And I'm doing what I love, and I really enjoy it because I see people become liberated. You know, people enter my system at level 1, working a 9 to 5, you know, hardly making money at the end of the month, you know, basically saying, you know, the month is too big for my pay packet. You know, my pay packet does not get me to the end of the month. All right, so they come into the first level. I help them rearrange their finances so that they have more money spare, and they invest into the next level of this system. And I watch them move through the system and watch them take off their own shackles. You know, I watch them start to make money and, you know, see their eyes light up from the, you know, realizing, hang on a minute, if I keep going like this, if I keep following Philip, if I keep paying attention to what he says, in 6 months, I'm going to be able to leave my 9 to 5. In another 12 months, my wife is also going to be able to leave her 9 to 5. Why? All because I'm teaching people how to become creative, how to learn how to live from their own resources rather than live off somebody else's resources. Because if you're living off somebody else's resources, you're always going to be at their mercy. You see? So the whole idea of this is that you learn to hate the economic system. Then I show you what you can do to save money right now. Yeah. So that you can invest in the next step of the system, where I go out and show you how to become creative. And once you're at the end of that, you're going to have so many ideas about how you can go out and do something and bring value into the world that it pushes you forward to think, you know, there's a new possibility. There's a new life out there for me. There's a new world out there for me. And what you find is that your whole vision of the world changes, like mine has, and you realize, actually, I don't have to be enslaved to anybody. I don't have to go out and work for money. I can make stuff and money comes to me. I can put value into the system and the system gives me value back in the form of money. And within 12 months, I'm seeing people liberated. You know, like liberated basically from the system. You know, they're like Neo the moment he wakes up and he realizes what the Matrix is and says, no, and he stops the bullets. And I'm seeing people do that daily. And it brings a huge amount of satisfaction to me. So I get satisfaction in my life because I'm seeing other people see the value that they have in themselves and start to bloom, to blossom, you know, and I also make money at the same time. And it's a win-win. It's a win-win because that frees me up as well to be able to spend time with my family. I mean, it was only 12 months ago I was working in the hospitality trade. Now I don't, and neither does my wife. You see, because I'm putting value into the system and getting value out of the system. So that's why I say the future is free. Once you learn to become a creative, and there's still lessons left in this section before level 2. I mean, the level 2 investment is it's £97, all right? But I'm going to show you in the rest of these videos how you can actually save that £97, how you can make, you know, cuts in your current economic system, in your current household economics to be able to afford that next investment. All right, and I don't do it for free because the next stage, I found that if I didn't charge people for it, they didn't do it. You know, it needs to be an amount which at the minute is enough for you to take it seriously, but not so much that it's impossible. So I'm going to show you where you can get those £97 from, so you can make that investment in yourself and learn. What I'm going to teach you is how to become creative. You know, how to dig deep inside yourself and find out what it is you love, what it is you want to do, how you want to give value back to the world. And I'm gonna nurture that in you till we get to the point where we're actually producing something that you can put out as value into the system, and you will get back out money. All right. So the future is free, and this is where I'm wanting to go. In the last few videos, I mean, I've slated the economic system. All right, and in the next few videos, what I want to do is build a new future for us, okay? Build a new future for the human race. And I want you to see what is possible as human beings. I mean, we are illimited. We are unlimited. We are infinite in our mental capability. I mean, just think about all of the things that we've done as a species in our recorded history, which is nothing compared to how long we've been on the planet. But we've done some amazing things. I mean, I'm filming this from a mobile phone. You know, I mean, 10 years ago, it was unthinkable. I'm going to share it on YouTube. It's going to be up in front of millions of people. You know, we're capable of doing things as a species that are just so amazing. And I want you to be part of it. I want you to see what I see. I want you to feel what I feel. And I want you to join me on this journey of liberty, of freedom, of waking up from the system and realizing that we don't need people telling us what to do. As a species, we know what to do. We're not daft. We know right from wrong. All right? And people say to me, oh, well, but humans are naturally evil. You know, well, we're not, I don't think. You know, I certainly know I'm not. And most people most people I talk about this system to, that the major downfall they put on the system is, oh, humans will never learn to live like that. And my question is, well, could you live like that? Could you live free, like just giving value and not being a dick and just giving to other people? Well, yeah, of course I could. Yeah, I mean, if I had an unlimited amount of money and I didn't have to go to work, I wouldn't be stressed out. I'd be happy. Well, just like you could, so could I, and so could anybody else. You know, what people don't tend to realize is that the way that human beings are acting right now, which is selfish, lazy, greedy, liars, is because of the economic system, the oppressive economic system. You know, we are enslaved, but yet told we're free. But deep down, we know that we're enslaved, yet told we're free. And we know that we're living in a system that isn't benefiting us in any way, shape or form. We know it. Which is why we get upset, which is why we're in a bad mood, because we're constantly being obligated to do things we don't want to do. You see? But if we free ourselves from the Matrix, and this is the thing, you know, I mean, if you've seen the film The Matrix, Morpheus says to Neo, you know, I can't free you. You need to free yourself. I can show you the door, but you must walk through it. And it's the same with this. We can get out of this slave economic system if we learn how to live free. But somebody needs to show you how to live free, because you've never been shown how to do it. You've just been shown in school and by your parents who brought you up to sit down, shut up, listen, obey, go and get a job. So in the next videos, we're going to talk about how we can get free. All right. And I'm going to present to you what I want to show you in level 2 and how you can get the £97 that you need to go to level 2. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.